Yeah, look, it's part of a broader battle that we're seeing now between the Trump administration and Congress, where the Trump administration is trying its hardest not to comply with these Democratic requests for information and for what the Democrats argue is their right to oversee the work of the Trump administration. There may well be a vote on contempt this week, whether to hold the Attorney General in contempt of Congress. That would likely just be a symbolic measure. It would require Republicans to join Democrats in large numbers to actually bring some sort of criminal charges against the Attorney General. And this sort of thing has happened before. President Obama's Attorney General was held in contempt of Congress, but the Department of Justice didn't bring any criminal charges against him. But look, the more we're seeing these battles between Trump administration figures and Congress, we're seeing now multiple legal challenges going on, and this kind of broader battle about which branch of government, Congress or the White House, has more power in Washington. And these legal fights look like they're going to continue for the next few months and well into next year's presidential election.
Harry, you know, whenever this sort of stuff comes up, we always say the same thing. It won't make any difference to Trump's base. So for observers outside the Beltway, you know, the road that rings Washington, D.C., it's a bit like a circus, but there are other issues that make it so interesting to those observers. Don McGahn, special counsel at the White House for more than a year. Now, he's supposed to appear before a committee, but Donald Trump wants to stop that from happening using executive privilege. Deutsche Bank, Capital One Financial, they've been asked by committees to provide records of money that they've lent or dealings they've had with the Trump organization. Donald Trump wants to stop that from happening. He's taken legal recourse for that. So definitely there are things that people want to know that the president doesn't want them to know, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what's, I think, fueling these investigations that the Democrats are leaning into now, is this question of, look, well, what has the president got to hide? Why is he not deciding to fully comply with these investigations if, as he says, he's innocent of all the charges? Now, look, the president himself says, look, you've had 2 years of investigations. You've had this Mueller report that's had huge financial resources, huge teams of lawyers looking into things. And look, you found nothing. That's the president's view. He thinks that should all be put behind them now, and the Congress should focus on governing and working with the administration to try and get things done. There are some advisors in the White House, some people working with President Trump, who feel this strategy of denying the Democrats any information, of not working with them, this actually sets up more legal battles between the administration and Congress, keeps this issue in the spotlight, and ensures that the media here in the United States are going to focus on all these controversies surrounding President Trump for the next year, when actually they think the president should be complying with those investigations and instead trying to talk about things like the economy, subjects that are far more favourable to him. How is it playing with the electorate? Well, I can tell you one thing. I've been to several Democratic candidate rallies in the past few weeks, those that are campaigning to be president in 2020. Very little talk there from voters about Russia, about the Mueller investigation, about these investigations by Democrats. So it's not clear at the moment whether or not lots of the American public share the same enthusiasm for these investigations that Democrats in Congress do.